is Vivia Sparkler. Go Freedom, yay! I've been the principal at Freedom for 10 years, and I'm very excited tonight to celebrate with you the accomplishments and the enthusiasm of the class of 2013. So as we do that, to begin our ceremony, I would ask you to please stand while the graduates enter. After the graduates have entered, Courtney Hampton will sing the national anthem, so please remain standing.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Please be seated. Thank you, Courtney. That was great. An essential factor as students approach graduation and work toward that goal are the student support system. Those people, the team of individuals that provide guidance, support, and sometimes confrontation to urge them toward that goal of graduation. There are many of these team members here tonight, and I would like to acknowledge them as groups. The first, to begin with, there is a team that takes care of the business of operating a school district. So we, you, the friends and family, and we, the staff, can focus on the individual students and help them toward this place. So as I introduce you, please stand. From the Albuquerque Public Schools Board of Directors, we have board members Ms. Kathy Court and Lorenzo Garcia. We have the Chief of Staff of the Superintendent's Office, Joseph Escobedo. And the Executive Director of Instruction and Accountability, Roseanne McKernan. We appreciate all your support, and we thank you for all you do for us. Parents and guardians, and other at-home support, you've been with our graduates the longest, and you understand better than anyone the challenges that they have faced to be here tonight. Please stand as we acknowledge you for the many years you have worked toward this ceremony. Please stand, parents and guardians. Graduates, cheer. Thank you for all the communication and support that you have lent us at Freedom to come to this place. At Freedom, every student is assigned a daily advisement class led by an advisor who will be their advisor from the time they enter Freedom to the time that they graduate. However, it doesn't take them very long as they strive toward graduation to realize that it is not just that advisor or just those teachers that support them. Every staff member at Freedom is geared toward getting a student to graduate. All of our jobs work in that direction. So I would like to acknowledge the staff, and I'm just going to ask them to stand up as I call their names. And students, please hold your applause till the end and your whole team has been acknowledged, okay? All right. We have office staff, Eileen Burks, Anita Montano, please stand, guys. Sally Welling, Mark Davidson, the counselor, the nurse, Sherry Brubaker, Crossroads counselor, Paulina Naya, social worker, Pat Gonzalez, student advisor and teacher, Bill Caskey, Jesse Demas, Charlie Fixico, Richard Faust, Kate Leggett, John Potter, Carrie Renshaw, Paula Rimmer, Megan Ross, Alicia Roche Flynn, and Melanie Tejas. Let them know how you appreciate them. Graduates, you have met the challenge. You have accomplished. The reward is yours. You are the 2013 champions of Freedom High. We send you to your futures with confidence and pride, because we know that whatever you choose for your future, you will choose to make a difference. Your class, your group has been very focused on community and working for others, and we know that you will make a difference in the world. Okay. Friends and families, it's time to hear from some of these champions, and a few of them would like to share their stories with you. So teacher and advisor Richard Faust will come to the podium and introduce them, and they'll tell you a bit about themselves and their experience.
Good evening. Every year it is my honor and privilege to be able to introduce our senior speakers, and this year you folks are in for a treat. We've got quite the crop. Our first duo are a couple of advisees of mine. The first of which, when she came to Freedom, I think we could probably safely describe her as hell on wheels. Now she's matured to be more of a heck on wheels kind of a situation. No, seriously though, she had become one of my absolute best students, and a very successful student at CNM in her concurrent enrollment, and she will be attending Northern Arizona University next year, where my dad taught for like 30 years, so that's cool for me. And nobody else, which is why, of course, telling you. The other member of my advisement that will be speaking at this time is a person I like to call Jamarlin Lansford, for reasons that will remain mysterious to most. But Marlon also has grown quite a bit, and he finished early, graduated, and he is already a contributing member of society. He's got a great job, and he's working hard as he worked hard at Freedom. Both of these students became incredibly gifted writers in my English classes, and it was an absolute privilege to be able to work with them in that regards. So, ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Rachel Paulsay and Marlon Lansford. Well, Mr.
Guess I'm first. Before Freedom, I never would have thought that this moment would be happening. My experience here has truly changed my life entirely, and I can say now that I'm confident about whatever is to come in the future. I've learned more at this school than just the basic high school curriculum. I've learned some valuable life lessons that I will keep with me forever. I never really went to a school that believed in me as much as the staff here at Freedom did. And without the teachers' support and motivation, I would not have been able to overcome the problems I was facing academically and socially. I want to thank each teacher I've had here personally for just understanding me and helping me. My life has so many opportunities now, and I'm ready to start my life right because of you guys. Coming to Freedom was more than just a decision I had to make regarding my education. Although I didn't realize in the beginning, Freedom had a positive impact on every aspect of my life, and I believe that it was one of the best decisions I've ever made. I will never forget my experiences here, and I will hold them with me forever. Thank you.
I finally made it. However, looking back to when I started high school, making it to graduation seemed far from certain. When I first started high school, I was not a good student by any means. I didn't get serious about school until I was kicked out of Freedom for continuing bad habits. When I came back to Freedom, I had a completely different attitude towards school. I realized that the sooner I do the work, the sooner I'd be done with school altogether. I owe a lot to my parents and teachers for never giving up on me and not letting me drop out. I'd just like to say thank you for giving me the opportunity to finish what I had started back at Monzano, to become successful at school, and for giving me the help that I needed to get a successful head start in life.
Our next, we actually have two sort of groups. Our next group, we didn't have any choice about this next couple, because if they're separated by more than 20 feet, the bomb that's sewn inside one of them will explode, killing all of us here. So since I've never seen them apart, it seemed only fitting that they would deliver their speech together. So this duo is also notable for being one half of the Superintendent's Advisory Council representation from Freedom, and Freedom's Selfless Senior, who was thus awarded for her work with veterans and in her community. So I give you our second, third or fourth, whatever you like, speakers, Laverne Johnson and Larissa Nez.
Yate Aniso Adeso Haksakaigi Amato Ejado Ake Novini She Lebron Johnson Nishka Touching in Island Kiani Bashishin Torichin in Dashinale Kamban Dashiche. I am Laverne Johnson, red running into water people clan. Born for Towering House people, my paternal grandpa is Bitter Water people, and my maternal grandpa is beside the water clan.
Yate Larissa Nez Holia, she touching a show, Kilachini, Bashichi, Tinabiti Dashinale, Kiani Lashiche. Hello, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Larissa Nez, and I am the Red people running toward Water Clan, and I am born for the Red House people. My paternal grandfather is the Sleeping Rock Clan, and my maternal grandfather is for the Towering House people. We have heard many traditional graduation speeches before, and we have heard stuff like, "This is how I want to be remembered," to "I have accomplished my goals of being the most photographed in the yearbook." But this is not just any high school. This is Freedom Alternative High School. People usually generally get horrified by the word alternative. But alternative to us, the graduated class of 2013, or any graduated class from Freedom High School, is the hope to have possibilities.
The student body at Freedom High has diverse backgrounds, but there is one reason why we came to Freedom. For a second chance, a chance to have possibilities. Freedom is more than just a school. It is like a family. In any other normal high school, we would just be another head to count. But at Freedom, we learned that we matter too. In the eyes of the staff at Freedom High, we are not just a student. We are the leader of our own lives. They do not just teach us educational life, but they also teach the responsibility that comes with success.
Freedom has opened up doors we had never thought we'd be able to see. Like the chance of graduating. For some of us, this is our last chance for completing high school. I know because 5 years ago, that was us. I thought I would never be standing here before you giving this speech because I always was at the wrong place at the wrong time. But for once, I feel just right. Freedom has opened up doors to me that I thought I would never be able to have the opportunity to have, like being a part of the superintendent Super SAC as a senior representative for Freedom High.
I am honored to say Freedom nominated me for 2013 Southwest Senior. Freedom recognized me for making a difference in my community. I made a difference by volunteering my time to help the veterans at the Reading Hospital. Freedom helped me understand that when you make an effort to help people, what kind of impact you can make on their lives.
Laverne and I would like to thank our previous advisor, Susanna, and our advisor now, Melanie, for helping us accomplish our goals in high school.
We know we weren't difficult at times, but you still motivated us until we finished.
I would also like to thank all of our teachers we'd have the pleasure to work with. I would also like to thank my mom and my dad for never giving up on me, because I know I wasn't the most perfect child. And I would also like to thank my family for always believing in me. I do not know where I would be or where I would have ended up without you guys. Like my previous advisor, Susanna, would say, the students that graduate from Freedom High are high-functioning individuals, because no matter how hard our lives are or how bad our pasts were, we still have the dedication to strive to accomplish our goals and to finish what we started. So what we have to say to my fellow graduates of 2013 is focus on where you are going, but do not regret where you have been, because every pain and every scar is added to who you are.
So do all the good you can,
By all the means you can,
in all the ways you can,
in all the places you can,
to all the people you can as long as you can.
because successful people are successful because they form the habits of doing those that failures do not like to do.
Also, remember every long journey begins with a single step.
And we might not be there yet, but we were closer than we were yesterday. Congratulations, class of 2013.
All right. Teachers at Freedom are not just teachers. We are also advisors, which means we are responsible for making schedules as well as for acting as a goad, sometimes a carrot to our students to get them to do the things they need to be successful graduates. I mention this because our next speaker was one of my advisors as well, and getting her to finish her science was a Herculean task. So, however, one of the proudest moments of my year this year was when, after Allie finished her classes, she came back with a visitor pass on her because she had, now finished high school, so she had to check in. And on it, she wrote, "Allie is a science genius," and stuck it to my door. So, and it's still there in case you wanted to know. So, our next speaker, Ms. Allison Deem, the science genius.
Hello and welcome to the graduation ceremony for the Freedom High School class of 2013. My name is Allison Dean. Most people know me as Allie. I came to Freedom from Sandia High School in September of 2010. At Sandia, I was supposed to be a junior, but was classified as a freshman because I did not have the correct number of credits. I was failing all of my classes. My counselor at Sandia told me about the Freedom program and that it might be a good fit for me. I talked it over with my mom and decided to transfer. And that was the best decision I ever made. The staff here at Freedom has helped me get to where I am today, in front of you all. It took me a little while to adjust to Freedom, to get used to feeling welcome and being happy to wake up and go to school every morning. Throughout my time at Freedom, I have raised my grades to straight A's and raised my overall GPA to a 2.7, which is amazing for me. For a while, I never thought I would be here. However, I am here today because of my family, friends, and everyone on the Freedom High staff. When I came to Freedom, I needed all of my science credits. Science isn't the easiest subject for me, but thanks to Paula and Jesse and all of their support, I have finished and finally get to say I am graduating. I want to thank everyone who was there for me to encourage me and believe in me. Keith Wagner was the counselor at Freedom when I started. Sadly, Keith is no longer with us, but I would like to thank him for welcoming me into the school, and to Mark for filling that void and helping me graduate. My advisor, Richard, pushed me to be better and succeed in school. He's always believed in me no matter what I did, and I know that I can go to him for everything, not only for school-related things, but if I'm just having a bad day, I can go and talk to him if I need him. I would also like to say thank you to all the Freedom High staff. Every one of you has helped me in some way during my time at Freedom. Thank you all for keeping me focused on what I needed to do to graduate. I also want to take this time to thank all of my friends and family for pushing me to the fullest. I truly appreciate it. Congratulations, seniors of class 2013. We did it.
Alrighty, our next speaker is not an advisee of mine, though she should have been. That's a matter up for some debate. Anyway, I know her as Terrible Tara Valencia, thanks to Allie, because I kept mispronouncing her name as Tara. So Terrible and Tara rhyme. The problem is that now I call her Terrible Tara. And Terrible Tara is anything but terrible. She is wonderful. She was a fantastic student and a very enthusiastic frisball player, which I personally appreciate. Our next speaker, Ms. Terrible Tara Valencia.
Good afternoon, family, friends, classmates, honored guests, and staff. I am honored to be standing here in front of you all. I can remember the first day I walked in the halls of high school. I was so nervous that it was like the first day of kindergarten all over again. It's only supposed to be 4 years of high school, and yes, it took me way longer than it should have to graduate, but the important thing is that I did not give up. Even though there were many times in high school that I wanted to. My high school journey has been very long because of all the struggles, setbacks, drama, all the homework, boring readings, extra credits, projects, the part falls that hit me, and of course the early mornings. My journey was also short because of the lifelong friendships, the people that supported me, the lasting memories, and the truly interesting and amazing things that I learned between the occasion bits and difficulties. Good or bad, long or short, I will always remember my experience through high school. I had a really hard time at my old school keeping up with the homework and projects, and having such big classes and not getting as much help as I needed, so I would fall behind. Once you started falling behind, it was extremely hard to catch up because they would just keep moving on in their objectives. How things were going at my old school, I felt like I would never have graduated, or it would have taken even longer. If it would have taken even longer with me feeling like I was stuck where I started, I would have never graduated. Before I heard about Freedom High School, I was ready to just drop out of high school because every year I stayed at my old school, I was struggling so much that I wasn't moving forward. I was honestly ready just to go get my GED. When I got into Freedom, it was kind of like starting the first day of high school all over again, meeting new teachers, not knowing anyone, learning my way around the school. It took me a little while to get used to all of my teachers and how small the classes were and how they did their lessons. Freedom was very different compared to my old school because it was a smaller school with smaller classes and was a work-at-your-own-pace school. But most importantly, I finally felt like I had a team of people supporting me with my education. I really enjoyed my experience at Freedom High School because I learned a lot from all of the teachers, and I actually started to enjoy going to school every day. When before I didn't want to go to school at all. I got along with all of the teachers, and I thought that it was really nice that they actually try to get to know you and they actually care and show that they do. And they are really supportive and they just want you to succeed and move forward. I also made a lot of new friends and new memories that I will never forget. Teamwork was one of the most important things that got me through the rest of my high school career. Without the support and help of my family, friends, and teachers, I would have never made it. I have realized that the need of teamwork is everywhere in your life. I know that my experiences are limited and the problems that I have overcome have been because someone has always been there to help me through it. I plan to attend college as well as a lot of my classmates. Others may decide to take a year off or so to figure out what they want to do. Many may join a branch of the Army forces. Others may even decide to just start a job. Whatever path you take is your choice. Just try to find the people who will support you and guide you in whatever path you decide to take, because you may decide to change it later, and you're going to need as much support and guidance you can get. Leaving high school is a brutal transition, and now we don't know what the world has in store for us, but it is a start of a new journey, and it is time to enjoy it. I know with the lessons, skills, and info that I have learned here at Freedom that I can get through many life events. It all comes down to having help and support. And I have many people that I can thank for that, my family, teachers, and friends. I guess one of the things that I have learned that leaning on others when needed, because they are always there to help you and guide you. One thing I would like to tell all of my classmates before we walk the stage one last time, and now that we are finally done, is to always be there for people that need you. If I didn't, those people, I would have never made it. Congratulations, class of 13, we did it.
Our last speaker of the evening is a very, very talented young woman. She has been attending C&M and dual enrollment, which a lot of our students do. She has, however, managed to earn a perfect 4.0 grade point average while she's been doing that, and she's finished her first half semester of college while she's still in high school. So Samantha came to us as an ESL student, but you would never know it because she's a very gifted writer, and she has been a pleasure in every English class she has been in due to the incredible prescience of her observation and her analysis of the works of literature being discussed. For your enjoyment, Ms. Samantha Torres.
Good evening, parents, teachers, families, friends, and distinguished guests. Class of 2013. My name is Samantha Torres, and I am very enthused to be here speaking before you tonight. In 2011, I chose to come to Freedom High School, though at the time I did not know how much that choice would influence my life. An important novel that I read in Melanie's class that greatly impacted my view of the way to live life was John Steinbeck's East of Eden. He proposed, but the Hebrew word, the word timshel, thou mayest, that gives a choice. It might be the most important word in the world that says the way is open, that throws it right back on a man or woman. To me, this means that it is a person's choice to select the path that will lead them to their highest potential. As a class, our choices, our timshel, has led us to this day, our graduation. Freedom High School was a place where you got to choose to earn your points and graduate. This allows you to motivate yourself in hopes of accomplishing greater goals in life. At Freedom High, the advisory system allows the students to connect with their advisors about their academic progress. The advisors influence their advisees to choose the right paths that will take them to graduation. Charlie, my advisor, always changed the trajectory of my path when it was needed. When I was doing well, he would give me the freedom to make my own decisions. However, if he saw me lose focus, he would pull me back onto the right course. With his support, I learned that it was my responsibility to stay on the right path. All of our paths are wide enough for us to grow. I came to Freedom trying to decipher the correct way of expressing myself through writing. Writing is a wonderful talent to master because it is a lifelong skill. I came here with a broken understanding of English, and I had a lot of ESL classes and was truthfully so discouraged I stopped attending them. But with the help of the Freedom English department, Melanie and Richard, I overcame that deficit, and I am now writing successfully in college. There are so many ways that all of us here tonight have grown as a result of the teachers at Freedom. This class all chose to obey their individual idea of timshel and have matured to better themselves and earned the privilege of sitting here tonight. Another reason Freedom is such a great school is because of the staff working very hard in parent involvement to see the progress of their students. Parent and family involvement greatly encourages us to push forward and to strive for a better life, a life with a foundation of knowledge. As a team, our family, teachers, advisors, and staff guide us for what many of us was a new road. In fact, some of us are creating new paths for ourselves and in honor of our family. I am proud to honor my family by being the first person to bring home a diploma and go on to college. I dedicate this diploma to my family. Gracias a mi querida familia que me apoyaron y estuvieron a mi lado. Los quiero mucho. In closing, it is a great privilege to deliver this speech to you all, especially our graduating class of this evening. Remember that timshel is the most important word in the world because it can lead you to great success. We are off to a great start by creating our destiny of graduation.
May we all continue to grow in our paths, graduating class of 13. Remember, Tim Schill, thou mayest.
Another big round of applause for all of our graduating speakers this evening.
Thank you, guys. That was great. It's time, graduates, to open your hearts and let your accomplishment in. While there has been support along the way, there is a strength in each of you that brought you to this place. You pushed forward to meet the challenges and be here today. Your new adventure is about to begin. It's time to savor that moment. So graduates, will you please stand? Ms. Court and Mr. Garcia, could you join me at the podium? Board members, Ms. Kathy Court and Mr. Lorenzo Garcia, I would like to present the class of 2013. These students have met all of the graduation requirements as set forth by the Albuquerque Public Schools Board of Education, as well as those set forth by the New Mexico Public Education Department. To you, I present the Freedom High School class of 2013.
Thank you, Principal Sparkler, esteemed staff and honored staff, faculty, beloved family and friends, and honored graduates. We love Freedom High School. On the part of the Board of Education, I would like to go ahead and accept this graduating class of 2013. Congratulations, well done, and keep going.
Charlie Fixico will call the graduates so they can receive their diplomas. Staff and honored guests, please stand to congratulate the graduates.
Okay, get your cameras ready. Here they come. Class of 2013. Keenan Leanne Absher. Kwame Trevon Benson. Brian Chandler Candelario. Alexandra N. Castillo. Destiny Marie Chavez. Luadra Ann Clark. Brett Coca. Leandra Jacqueline Cordova. Allison Diem. Alicia Renee Garcia. Daniel Garcia Gastelum. Jimmy Lee Gonzalez. Jade Sidney Hansen. Carlos J. Ippolito. Matthew T. Hopkins. Aram Roberto Ibarra. Congratulations, man. Laverne S. Johnson. Tiffany C. Keller. Marlon John Lansford. Melinda Beth Lee. Anthony Martin Lopez. Michael Adam Lopez. Kimberly Lugo. Ashley Lorraine Lyons. Kayla Christine Martin. Christina D. Montano. Chantel Angel Moya. Larissa Melanie Nez. Tyrell Ray Owen. Marissa Marie Padilla. Rachel Marie Paulse. Javon Trey Patterson. Tevin A. Stewart. Roy E. Thompson. Keely Grace Torres. Michael A. Torres. Samantha Torres Romero. Tara Marie Murphy Valencia. Shelley E. Waddles. Andrew J. West. Cody Taylor West. Carly Harrison Williams. Jake Ray Wright. Ladies and gentlemen, the graduating class of 2013 of Freedom High School.
Thank you, Charlie. Graduates, please stand. It is time to move your tassel from the right to the left. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the graduating class of 2013, Freedom High. Now. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated while the graduates exit. Could we have a little music?
Albuquerque Public Schools, support the potential.